Four big games, big moments, rising stars, club rotations, shocks, and comebacks are all that went down tonight at the Carabao Club. So, welcome to Maximum Pointsport's live section, and we're going to be talking about the just concluded Carabao Club that just finished. We've got Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea play against opponents in this game, and it was really a beautiful ball of football. If you do not see the game, trust me, do not worry. All you just to do is just sit back, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and let's dive straight into it. So yes, firstly, we're going to be talking about the Arsenal versus the Brighton Hove Albion game that happened at the Emirates tonight. And it was a beautiful match, and we saw a lot of club rotation. The first 11 rotation, the second team started. We've got six, you know, um, new signings that Mikel Arteta and Arsenal bought over the transfer window that just concluded, starting this game fully. And we've got four um, you know, academic players, and also we've got two, I think Ben White and Merino, yes, as the normal starting 11 last season for Arsenal coming up for this game. So, yes, it was really a game for the regular first 11 to rest the likes of Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, Victor Gyökeres, and all that. They've got to rest a bit, playing Wednesday weekend and all that back to back for these players has really taken a lot of them, and also to reduce the possibility of injuries they might have. So yes, kudos to Mikel Arteta on that, because that absolutely worked. Yes, the first half for this game for Arsenal wasn't really great. Brighton was in shape. They had time to go for her. They had more possession. They had more shot, more shots on target, I think, in the first half. And, Arsenal was struggling a bit at the final third, but, they were really solid at the back. Kudos to Nkapie, yes, and Christian Mosquera, those two turn up, and I really don't think they had any bad game. We're still going to talk about them more later on, but Arsenal had a roughy start going into the first half, and by the time the second half started, in the 57 minutes, one of Arsenal young player academy that has stepped up, which is Ethan Iwanari, scored a beautiful goal, assisted by another Arsenal Academy player, which is Miles Lewis Kelly, with a very beautiful pass. I think the back of his leg was what he used as the pass and all that. And it was a very beautiful finish that gave Arsenal a very huge boost coming into the game in the second half. And Brighton tried to push for an equalizer. They had a few chances, but they also lacked, I think, the cutting, the final third, or the delivery. So yes, after the game, it went on. It was beautiful, but I really loved how Mikel Arteta now made changes. It's so beautiful when you have a squad depth and you could use it correctly. Mikel Arteta has gotten that right with Arsenal and his players. Gone are the days of the Gunners whereby once their players has injury, it's become a very huge concern for the club, for the fans. But right now, nobody is even talking. Nobody. I don't think it was fit. Yes, if it was fit and Victor Gyökeres wasn't this, it probably would have started this match rather than the new Arsenal player that I think his name is Donan or something. Yes, the number 71 for Arsenal that made his official debut today. So yes, that kind of game, Gabriel Jesus will have been needed, but he's injured. Arsenal are not frightened. Martin Odegaard is injured. They have entire Waneri. What is he called? Is injured. Saliba is injured. They have Mosquera. So Arsenal really, either we like it or not, either we say it is too early. I'm not yet saying, oh, they are winning the league, or they are winning any trophy yet. But trust me, when you see a team that is on the edge of getting to, victory, making huge statements, rewriting history, you will look at this Arsenal team. They are like serious with business now, and it's telling from the highest to the lowest players. So even when this boy had a rough start, I believe, when the break happened in the dressing room, Mikel Arteta charged them up and we could see the difference. And that's what led to, the first goal. They were finally, what is it called, making use of their chances, because it tell me Wanere had some chances as well in the first half, but when sloppy passes, inaccurate passes, and losing the ball severally. But it changed in the second half, and I believe that is the work of a good manager. That is how a good manager should be able to do. I love the fact that he was able to control the game. This give this people playing time. The likes of Ben White and all of those players. And I love the subs he made in. Brought in Saka, brought in Trossard, brought in Declan Rice, brought in what is it called, Gabriel. And the moment Gabriel came in, you have see, just like somewhere that I read, Gabriel is actually the foundation to Arsenal right now. Gabriel Magalhaes is actually on a streak. You can't stop that guy. Like, he has this aura that even when he came into the game, Arsenal game changed. Brighton game changed. That was beautiful of him. He came in, he was pressing forward. I think I even saw him had what is it called? A shot on target as well. Because I just saw him literally what is it called, marked Brighton player, and then before I know it, I saw him in the box 18 slamming a cross or maybe a pass that came in from Bukayo Saka. So that's, if you have influential player like that can die for the badge, that want to die for the team, that can do anything for the team, trust me, it will take little thing for Arsenal not to hedge a trophy this season. And this is not me praising them or maybe giving them kudos that are not unnecessary or that are not necessary. But trust me, Arsenal are on serious business. And with that, better than another goal by Bukayo Saka. A beautiful finish by Bukayo Saka. And another thing that was said today is, for those rival fans, for those haters that keep saying Arsenal, whenever it gets hard for them, they fall back to set pieces. Hello, this was two open play goals, and they were beautiful. They were all beautiful. So yes, Arsenal, like, they really, really performed well. Another clean sheet. Across all competition now, this is their maybe 10th or 11th clean sheet. Do you know? I think breaking the record of the old Stanford Bridge and the old Chelsea boys, John Terry time, it's really gonna come easy for us now. And I don't even think that is these people go. This is their target. I don't think so. They are really aiming for the big things. I love the fact that the team B players, they were really able to get a chance. They were really able to put up a game. Probably not as excellent as that, but yes, I will take that over some clubs. I will take that thing over some clubs these days. So that was a really beautiful game by Arsenal. Like I said, another beautiful player also that stood out for me during this game that I will talk about is Matt Dorman. What a beautiful teenager. The confidence, the aura as well. The first half, we really disturbed Brighton's defenders. Giving us now some, some free kicks, some corner kicks. That really speaks well that even the youngsters, they are hungry. So there's no dull moment. If Mikel Arteta should probably have, a sloppy time or maybe a time that is pressed and all that. If he could look back into the bench, into the academy, he has players he can call in. And look at that miss also from that young boy in front, the striker, the number 71 guy. I keep forgetting his name now. He had a very, very close chance. That would have been a beautiful game before he was subbed off. But yeah, I must give kudos to Arsenal, for that and all that. And it was really a beautiful game. And I would say well done to Arsenal. They've moved on to the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, and I really hope they are able to get a trophy, because it's been a long time. They won this trophy. I think it was in the 1990s, and yes, so it's really going to be a very huge boost for the boy. At least if they can win this, they know they can definitely go on to win more. That is not what will determine Mikel Arteta's success at Arsenal or as a manager, but it's going to be a huge boost to the club. So I'll be talking about the most interesting game that happened tonight. which is the Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. And he lost because I'm not going to call you Anslot. And lost. Pride is the beginning of a downfall. The same you criticize your other manager, coming to say, oh, they are lucky because they know they are doing set piece. Set piece should not be regarded as one big thing. The same you called set piece in the Champions League, in the Premier League. The same you, oh, it's because they are playing too much, they are fatigued, they're doing this. See, when you do too much and there's nothing here on your bowed head, it's going to show. And these are the results. Because tell me why. Yes, I'm not going to blame you for starting probably your youngsters and all that. I'm not going to blame you for that, but I'm going to say it gets to a time. There's a reason why you're a manager. There's a reason why they are bench players. You substitute the right players. When you get to a point that you are losing or you need some kind of step up, you bring in your best. Because I don't know what game you are benching your players for. I don't know what they've done so far to deserve that rest. What? Okay. You're here for Liverpool. You will always lose alone. Oh, that's to Liverpool fans. Oh, that is to Liverpool fans. Because sincerely, I do not even think player is Liverpool's problem. I do not think, I think it's the manager. I think he's just probably clueless. In the history of Liverpool, no manager has ever had this kind of losing streak. And probably, even if they're going to lose, they're not going to put up a fight because he's just saying rubbish. He's just doing rubbish. If at all you even want to rest your player, one of the forwards that you bought, why can't you even start there? I'm always with the mantra of start with your strongest 11 and then remove them when you have the game at hand already. Yeah, 600 million naira's baggage of players. And these players are becoming bad under him because I'm not going to say, oh, they are not good before they were bought. We know the hype with them works. Yes. We know the hype before they came. Mo Salah is now looking as if it can't blend. I feel there's something that needs to be done in that team. Maybe the kind of plays they are playing, maybe they need to change. That Annie Slot is not getting. I'm not even going to call him Annie Slot tonight. It is Annie lost because you have Aston Villa coming up, you have Man City, you have Real Madrid. Oh, which one are you going to aim a win for? Yes, I know if you probably win any one of that, they're going to come and clap for you. But trust me, no, 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 no. Because Crystal Palace schooled you today. I think this is the third time, or maybe the third time they are meeting this season. And this is a time for you to pull Crystal. You know, Crystal Palace have been like very good this season. You guys have met before and they have probably had a very big game against you. You coming into this game, if at all, I'm even saying it as a manager, you really want to rest some players for some matches that you think are very important that are coming. You should start with your strongest 11, at least 60% of them. At least 60% of them. This is super disastrous. Like, it's not to be here for. Hey, God. You know, it was so beautiful, and congratulations to Ismail Assar. He had brace against them, and then before the final finish by Jeremy Pino at the 88th minute. You know, I was even gonna say, oh, maybe, oh, by the time they come in for second half, Liverpool is still gonna get a goal. It's going to make each substitution that's going to impact the game. You know, for you not to even think of even bringing any of those Team A players is super annoying. And then red card for stupid defending. I don't know why Superstar is not being brought in. If at all you're arresting these so-called star players, oh, I don't know what Florian Wirtz is doing on the bench. Ha! Now real honey bad held, yes. Now, real. Say, trust. Please keep dropping your comments. Thank you so much, Works. Keep dropping your comment because this is a game that, as a rival fan, I'm loving the banter. I am loving the downfall coming in and all that. But we have to just say the truth. Would it be Ugo Ekitike that will be in Arsenal or that will be in Chelsea and will not be having a very good game? Forget the goals he has been scoring, and that has even been the person saving Liverpool recently. Why can't this stupid coach bring him in? So many questions to be asked. It's just crazy. From the first half, Crystal Palace should have scored maybe like 5 tonight. From the first half, you were losing 2-0. And why are you coming into the second half game with no major substitution done? Until you were down to 10 men. Sincerely, that was a very sweet victory for Crystal Palace. And I don't know how Liverpool are going to bounce back from this because, like I said, they've got Aston Villa, they've got Man City, and they've got Real Madrid coming up for Champions League. So how they're going to bounce back, how he's going to respond to the criticism, I'm so sure that if he should lose the game in so-called rest these players for, which is Aston Villa by weekend, the fans are going to be shouting Arne Slot out. And I'm going to support them, even if I'm not their fans, even if it's my problem. But I'm going to support them. No, sincerely, that was a very terrible game. That was a terrible game. That was a terrible managerial decision and not on the player. And moving on, we will talk about the match tonight. That is a thorough goal fest. Another banter that could have been sweet if the game was lost. And that is the game Wolves versus Chelsea. What a game. That game had 7 goals in it. And that's like, I think that's the highest so far in a very long time for a CARABAO game. Oh my God. So Chelsea, that's another team that I think lack discipline. Discipline in terms of, playing, discipline in terms of keeping clean sheets. I thought we were having a break from the old red card FC for Chelsea until they did that again. Why? As Delap, you're just coming back. You're just being like, this is your first game after a very long time. Red card, boom. But congratulations to Chelsea. They had a very sweet first half. I would just say it's the second half that turned the whole thing around for them. And they narrowly escaped. Because if I thought that game still had like 5 minutes, I'm sure it would have been a 4-4 draw. And then penalty shootout. Probably then they might now win. But kudos to Wolves, at least for putting up a fight. I just think they were really not consistent, in the first half, but second half they were able to come up and all that. So what says Carabao cancel, EPL cancel? I guess that's for Liverpool. Yes, so because if you want to see football these days, if you want to claim you're on serious, they will pack you one side. Like mid-table clubs, small table clubs will come up and then they will pack you. Look at Bournemouth, look at Crystal Palace. They will school Liverpool. So yes, I think that was for Liverpool. So yes, Chelsea went ahead for this game by 3-0 in the first half. And then the goals were scored by Santos, George, and Estaval. Oh my God. I really love the George goal, and I really love how Chelsea he quickly took up their chances in the first half. I think Chelsea's problem too, let's talk about them, is their defense. And Chelsea has this carelessness ability, this carelessness attitude of, once they feel maybe they are scoring, they are doing this, they don't think that, for the next half, let us also still be firm on those goals. Let us still act as if, we are still yet to score and, let's defend properly. They tend to lose themselves. And that was what caused the very first goal. In the 48th minute, immediately, they came in the first half by our Nigerian boy Tosin. Tosin, that was a very beautiful goal and all that. And, it would have been more interesting than, we have Danny Wolf scoring the 73rd minute goal and all that. So that makes it 3-2. And, he carried on. Chelsea equalized back 4-2. I think a goal from, what's his name again? That was a beautiful goal. I actually saw the goal. I was screaming. I was screaming. I saw the goal. So Chelsea had another goal from I'm trying to remember his name before Newcastle under 2 minutes just came in and they had that game. But trust me, Chelsea also are one thing that I think they are also inconsistent. Their doom is still coming if they are not going to be able to control that squad. And I think a lot of maybe coaching and mentoring has to be done on their attitude. These red cards are becoming too much. Like it's so obvious now that with red card, you can book Chelsea red card and it will surely come out. Work says Chelsea Wahek students will be better off in League One. Trust me, this. I think they just had this relaxation mindset, like, oh, we've got 3 goals in the first half, second half. They just came and played rubbish because it was a lot of game tonight. I was just switching between those games, but I think straight 20 minutes till the end that I watched Chelsea, I was just like, what is this? Shey these people score 3-0. Now these people play game will make sense and all that. So it's so crazy that I think it's unfortunate for Wolves because they actually put a very good game in the second half, but they were just so unlucky not to be able to carry on with the game. So yeah, that's it for Chelsea. And finally would be Man City versus Swansea. What a beautiful game for Man City that ended in 3-1 victory for them. So many late goals, and Man City was able to turn around this game to their favor because they came from behind to win the match. I think Swansea had the goal around 12 minutes, and it took them I think 28 minutes extra because Jeremy Doku scored in the 39th or 40th minute. So yes, it took Chelsea, Man City, some kind of rotational play. They were on 1-1 for a very long time until Mamouche scored in the second half. And I think Man City also still has a lot to do. Though I love the fact that no Haaland, but they were still able to score. They were still able to win matches. But we could tell they are struggling. Sincerely, I don't know what Man City problem but I think yes, there's a lot to be done in the club. I think with how good Pep Guardiola is as a coach, he should be able to identify what the problem is, and in the January transfer window, probably bring in new players because I would say injuries have been preferred to Man City as well. But regardless, I'm super glad that even though they started their second team as well, hey, these are clubs that they started second teams. So they know what could happen. They made good rotation and they still got the win. I'm still super shocked about and he lost kind of play tonight. Like it's just arrogance. It is pride. Nothing else killed that game. It is not the player. It is not the team B. It is the manager. So yes, that's just about what happened tonight. For the Carabao game. And lastly, probably because I didn't watch it, that's why I intend to want to forget. Lastly, we've got Newcastle schooling Spurs. Talking about another inconsistency, that's Spurs. That's Tottenham. Over the weekend they might give their fans joy about a very good game. For instance, their defender had the brace which gave them victory the last game on Saturday on Sunday, I think. Then coming into Carabao now, Newcastle scored them. Newcastle scored them and it was really good. They had a 2-0 win to Newcastle. Congratulations to Newcastle. And that brings me to the end of the live tonight match reaction for the just concluded Carabao Club. Thank you so much, guys, for staying. Thank you so much to at Works iPhone Y60. It's so beautiful having you here. Chelsea, yes, Liverpool. Trust me, they are the ones we are trolling tonight. Though Chelsea have escaped a little bit, but you see Liverpool will strangle their neck, and we can't wait for Premier League that is happening this weekend and also La Liga features. So yes, guys, thank you for staying true till the end. El Clasico is gonna be a separate match. I'm sorry, guys, that you guys have probably not see me talk about a Clasico. I've been a bit under the weather and it's super nice to be back and talking about football. But yes, don't worry, I'm going to be talking about football and a Clasico briefly tomorrow. So yes, I want you to, anticipate tomorrow. Let's talk about a classical tomorrow. Let's talk about anything you guys want to talk about tomorrow, because I'll be joining. So many people are going to be joining me. Still a surprise for now, but tomorrow, yes, I'll need you guys to stay tuned, put on the notification, and subscribe to this channel for you to be notified when the next video is coming up. Yes, we'll be talking about a classical tomorrow. Yeah, they're going to be talking about Barcelona, Real Madrid. There are lots to talk about in that match. Even after the match, there's still lots to talk about. And yes, Lamine Yamal. Yes, so I think Works is a Barcelona fan. Yes. So yes, it's really beautiful having you guys. Stay to the hand. Thank you guys so much, and see you guys next time. Yeah.